560. The Answer.
All right. John's been on hold a while, huh? I don't really care about women's WNBA, but we'll let John. Been on hold. Portage Park. What do you got, John?
I just wanted to let you, every time you do talk about the WNBA, that the ball that they use is smaller than the balls they use in the boys' basketball league. And that's so they could get more points. The hoop is still the same.
Well, if you take a look at the WNBA in general, I don't think that those girls are really used to balls. So I don't think it matters what size. And by the way, that's the first time and the only time I'll probably ever talk about the WNBA or the size of balls. Thank you very much, John. Appreciate the call. When it comes to Democrats, however, they like to juggle the balls. And they juggle the balls so much up in the air that people can't realize your government is not supposed to be incentivized in you losing money and calling that part of their economy. You see, if the government was really interested in protecting the economic life of its citizens, the last thing it would do would promote ghetto gaming, which is programmed to take your money in the illusion of chance. That's what video gaming is. It is an economic tax on the economic illiterate. There will never be a video poker room near a good neighborhood. But bad neighborhoods, not only will you get video gaming, you'll get the side effects of video gaming.
Our Leslie Moreno has more on what happened in Blue Island. This is another one, Leslie, just in the past week.
Yeah, they're really frustrated with this. You know, this is something a lot of communities have been dealing with right now, and it really is putting businesses in a really tough spot. Many of them are now deciding whether to keep gaming machines and risk being targeted or to remove them altogether and lose out on that revenue.
Revenue from whom? From whom? From people who can afford it the least. The economic illiterate that would take money they work for and put it in a machine that is programmed to steal your money. It's not really gambling. And to prove it, don't listen to me. You don't even have to listen to Bally's. Listen to the alderman scum that sell it. I can think of no better than Alderman Scum Beal.
Moving our lens back locally here, part of the current Chicago budget agreement is a legalization of video gaming in bars and establishments across the city. But Mayor Johnson didn't sign the budget. He let it go, and it will go into effect. He didn't veto it either, so it just goes into effect without his signature. And the mayor hasn't notified the Illinois Gaming Board that the city will lift restrictions now on video gaming in Chicago, so an alderperson did it for him. And that is the 9th Ward's Anthony Beal, who...
See, I like that they said alderperson, because Anthony Beal's not a man. He's a scoundrel, a scumbag. Yeah, you are. And so are the guys behind you that don't want anybody to know. Shh. I know who you are, though. Scum.
Joins us right now. Hey, Alderman Beal, so tell us about the letter you sent to the gaming board. What does this authorize, and why did you send it?
Well, it wasn't just me that sent the letter. It was close to 20 aldermen who were at City Hall last week.
Somebody audit. Nah, what do you do with himself? I got 50, says. I'd look at the wife. Ooh, I would. They like to hide it. The kickbacks and the payoffs in the wife's name.
And we passed a budget approving video gaming, and it's about $6.8 million in the budget. And we notified the gaming board because the mayor would not do his duty by notifying the gaming board that we voted to approve video gaming here in the city of Chicago. And it was his job to notify them to start accepting applications so we can start getting these video terminals online. It's going to take 6 to 8 months to get through the state's process to get these licenses approved because of the backlog the state has right now.
Now, in the meantime, they had a contract with Bally's. Shame on Bally's for thinking you could have a contract with these Chicago Democrat mafia morons. You can't. And in the agreement, in order for Bally's to move forward with opening up a casino in what would become a ghetto, they said, look, you can't give the video poker machines because we're going to have them in the casino. And if you do that, you're going to have to pay Bally's $4 million a month. A month? A month. They don't have the money to pay for anything. They're run by Democrat scumbags. So naturally, this proceeds, and ta-da.
Blaming an ongoing feud with City Hall as the company halts construction on parts of its new casino complex in the West Loop. Our political editor, Taman Bradley, is here with more on this story. Is this a negotiating thing, Taman?
It may well be, Patrick. All of this comes as a temporary casino underperforming revenue expectations. The city is counting on $200 million annually to shore up severely underfunded police and firefighter pensions.
So you mean you thought that the numbers were going to funge out? That the idiots calling themselves Chicago Democrats were onto something as they tax people who can afford it the least? And they're short? Gee, there's a real frackin' shocker.
Just when you thought Chicago finances couldn't get any more dicey, Bally Chicago announces it has paused construction on some amenities tied to its permanent casino. The announcement comes amid the dispute over expansion of video gambling terminals in the city. In a statement, Bally said, the potential for an uncontrolled proliferation of video gambling terminals creates uncertainty and is a breach of the city's commitment not to expand gaming. The city's 2026 budget lifts the ban on video gaming terminals, which Bally says violates its host agreement.
Well, that's because the guys who work at Bally's can read, unlike the aldermen scum, who are probably, most certainly, either them or their spouse, getting their beak wet. Right, Beal?
And the mayor has been, kind of cold to the idea of video gaming. We mentioned he didn't sign the budget. Is there an effort underway on his part, you think, right now to try and repeal the video gaming part of this?
Well, we have been hearing rumbles from some of my colleagues that they were contacted.
Does he got a little lisp there, Squirrel? You hear that? Was it a little case of the fat tongue, stupid? I mean, don't get me wrong. You're not like Mumbles, who's now running for mayor, Willie. You're close, though.
Bally's and also a couple of my colleagues who are opposed to video gaming. And I think that there is a movement behind the scenes by the administration to try to repeal video gaming. But 31 aldermen voted to approve video gaming here in the city of Chicago. And let me just say, Paris, right now, video gaming is outperforming casinos 3-1 across the state. It brought in $1.083 billion to the state last year.
Which means that the entire industry is sucking between $3 and $6 billion from people who live in ghettos. That's the kind of money these bandits make. And it's a fascinating reality to listen to government officials who they're all advocating for protecting the people. Wasn't that the parade I just saw with the hooping and the hollering, protecting the citizens in the neighborhood? And what do? Turn it over to these bohemian pimps and these fraudulent companies.
And if Chicago opted in, that's going to be $344 million extra going to the state coffer. But let me just say, the city of Chicago, who we all need revenue very bad here, is going to...
Dude, you are watching in real time the bankrupting of a municipality that people thought would never be... It's been bankrupt for years, but this right here is the dagger in the heart. And it also proves that you cannot sign an agreement with a Chicago Democrat at any level like Bally's did. And if you haven't sold your Bally stock or if you were thinking about buying it, pay attention.
Joe Ferguson is president of the Civic Federation.
One wonders, given all of the construction deadlines that have been missed, whether or not they know another construction deadline was about to be missed. So let's make this play right now so that everybody's looking at that rather than...
You mean the root cause of why Bally's will not expand and why they will default on the very contractors that you said was going to benefit from this nonsense? When you lied in the first place. A Chicago Democrat cannot sign an agreement. They have no dignity, no word, no integrity. Just ask Beal and his wife.